Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Teresa Sunitha George, Assistant Professor, St. Paul's College, Kalmashiri. In this video, I am going to explain about the natural rubber and its properties. So, as we all know, natural rubbers, they are otherwise known as elastomers. They are linear polymers and they exhibit elastic properties. Now, coming to the isolation and processing of natural rubber, it contains several steps. First step is the collection of the rubber latex. So, we collect the rubber latex from the rubber trees. Then, next one is the processing of latex, which consists of several steps. That is coagulum, crepe rubber, smoked rubber, mastification, etc. Now, the rubber is collected, the latex is collected from the rubber trees, Hevea brasiliensis, and it contains, the rubber content in it is about 30 to 60%. Now, coming to the processing of latex, we are getting different types of rubbers during this processing of latex. First one is coagulum. Latex is filtered to remove any dirt present in it, and it is then coagulated with some acid. Usually acetic acid or formic acid, 1% strength is used, so that we will get a soft white mass, and that is known as coagulum. Now, coming to the processing of latex, this coagulated rubber, it is actually drained for about 2 hours and then passed through this type of creeping machine, and it will give you a crepe rubber. Now, next one is a smoked rubber. So, latex is coagulated for a very long time, having vertical grooves where metal plates are fitted. Metal plates with grooves are inserted in the tank after the coagulation, and it is kept undisturbed for about 16 hours. The tough slabs of the rubber are obtained, and it is passed through a series of smooth rollers to get the ribbon-like pattern of thin rubber sheet, and then they are hanged in a smokehouse, as what we can see in this picture, for about 4 to 5 days at 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. So that type of rubber which is obtained, we call as smoked rubber. So this is a picture of the smoked rubber hanging in a smoking room. Next one is masticated rubber. So masticated rubber is nothing that in order to improve the properties of the rubber, we add certain chemicals like sulfur, for example, for vulcanization, certain accelerators, antioxidants, for making the processing of the rubber easier. So that process is known as mastification. That means it is a process of making the rubber soft and gummy by subjecting it to several mechanical working. Now, during this process, the rubber is broken down into small particles while we are passing it through a two-roller mill. Mastification causes decrease in the molecular weight of the rubber due to oxidative degradation. Now, this is the structure of the rubber. We call this as isoprene unit. We have got a two double bond. It is a double bond system in its structure. This is known as isoprene. It is a monomer of the rubber. So isoprene is a conjugated diene containing double bond at alternate positions. So we have double bond over here, then single bond, then double bond. Again, this will be continued. Now this is actually a polyisoprene, cis polyisoprene. Why we call this a cis? Because we have got the similar groups. This is a plane of symmetry. So we have got the similar groups on the same side. So this is known as a cis polyisoprene. While in this case we can see that similar group, it is actually on the opposite side. So this is CH2, this is CH2. These are the similar groups. This is a plane of symmetry. So we can see both CH2 on the opposite side, that is similar group on the opposite side. So this is trans polyisoprene, and here this is cis polyisoprene. So cis polyisoprene is the monomer of the natural rubber. So we know the polymerization is a process in which the monomer joins together to give a big molecule of very high molecular weight known as a polymer. So the polymerization of isoprene, it gives us what? It gives us the rubber. Okay. So the rubber formed from cis polymerization is called cis polyisoprene or natural rubber, and the rubber formed from trans polymerization is called synthetic rubber. So two types of monomers are there for the rubber. One, it is a cis polyisoprene and the other is a trans polyisoprene. So from the cis polyisoprene we will be obtaining the natural rubber, and from the trans polyisoprene we will be obtaining a synthetic rubber. So this is the structure of the rubber. This is a monomer and this is a polymer. So here we can see this monomer part over here. So CH2, CH2, CH2H. Okay, here there will be H. It's not written over here. So then again that is connected to another monomer. Again that is connected to another monomer. So likewise it continues. So this is actually the trans polyisoprene. Polymer of trans polyisoprene, that is synthetic rubber, which is known as a gutta percha. So here we can see similar group on the opposite side. Okay, similar group on the opposite. Here also this is a plano symmetry, so similar group on the opposite side. So in the previous case, that similar group is on the same side. Now, what are the drawbacks of natural rubber? It is actually, when temperature increases, it becomes very soft, and at low temperature it is very brittle. So we can use only up to a temperature up to 60 degree. Natural rubber, it can be used only up to a temperature of 60 degrees centigrade, and its tensile property, that is strength, that it is very low, and it has got low absorption capacity, and it is attacked easily by the solvents. So it is easily perishable by due to oxidation in the air. So several drawbacks are there. So when it is stretched, it suffers a permanent deformation. Its elasticity will be lost. So what we do is we do a process known as a vulcanization to improve the properties of natural rubber. So vulcanization of natural rubber, it is a process of compounding the raw rubber with some certain chemicals which we call as vulcanizing agents like sulfur, hydrogen sulfide, benzoyl peroxide to improve these properties of the rubber, and this is known as vulcanization. So this is a polyisoprene, that is the rubber, natural rubber. Here we have got the sulfide rings. S8 molecule, sulfur S8 molecule we are taking, and we use in the presence of a catalyst, we heat it. What happens is that these are the chains of polymers. So between the chains of polymers, sulfide linkages will be formed. So we will be getting a cross-linked rubber, close-linked chains of rubber. So these cross-link can give the strength to the rubber. So when we compare the properties of a natural rubber and vulcanized rubber, natural rubber, as said before, it can be used up to a temperature ranging 10 to 60 degrees centigrade, while this can go, vulcanized rubber can go even can be used for even low temperature applications up to -40 to 100 degrees centigrade. Now this is having natural rubber having low tensile strength, while the vulcanized rubber having high tensile strength. High water absorption, low water absorption, high tackiness, low tackiness, low resistance to oxidation, high resistance to oxidation. So vulcanized rubber can be used for several applications. Now coming to synthetic rubber, we are also having synthetic rubber. Apart from the natural rubber, we cannot go for many purposes with many applications with the natural rubber, so we go for synthetic rubber. One example is styrene butadiene rubber, which is otherwise known as Ameripol or Buna S. So it is prepared by the copolymerization of styrene as well as the butadiene. So 75% we take the butadiene and 25% we take the styrene. It is actually a copolymer, we can say. And it is a free radical is used as a catalyst for its polymerization process, that is a hydroperoxide, that is cumene hydroperoxide. and it is a block copolymer. It is prepared by the emulsion polymerization technique. We have got several polymerization techniques like bulk emulsion, like that. Here we are using emulsion polymerization technique. Now comparing to the properties, coming to the properties, it possesses high abrasion resistance, high load bearing capacity, resilience, resistant to heat or solvents, oils, and it is readily oxidized by traces of ozone, and it can be vulcanized by sulfur as natural rubber. Now coming to the applications, it is mainly used for making the tires because of high abrasion resistance. Then floor tiles, shoe soles, gasket, electrical insulations, adhesives, carpet backing, conveyor belt, etc. So this is all about the natural rubber, different types of natural rubber, then one synthetic rubber. Thank you.